Yo, welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Message, and you're listening to I Am Here. Hey, welcome back. And you're listening to I Am Here, a series on mental health in the Black community. And I'm your host, Message, an artist, producer, and Jamaican immigrant. And today, I want to dive deeper into the topic of mental health. Last episode, we talked about the statistics and challenges that Black community faces when it comes to mental health. So today, I want to focus on one of the major contributing factors to these challenges, and that's discrimination and racism. Let's start with the research, which shows the experiences of racial discrimination can have a significant impact on mental health. Studies have found that exposure to racial discrimination is associated with an increased risk of depression, anxiety, and PTSD. And that's in African Americans. So let's take a look at some real-life examples of how racial profiling has affected the mental health of Black individuals and communities. You may have heard the story before, but in 2014, Eric Gardner, a Black man, was placed in a chokehold by a New York City police officer and died while being arrested for selling loose cigarettes. The incident, which was caught on video, sparked widespread protests and led to a national conversation about racial profiling and police brutality. But it also had a severe impact on mental health in the Black communities. Experience of racial profiling and police brutality can cause feelings of fear, anger, anxiety, depression, and PTSD. Another example is the case of Sandra Bland in 2015. She was a Black woman who was pulled over by a Texas state trooper for failing to signal a lane change. And the interaction escalated, and Bland was arrested and later found dead in her jail cell. Her death was ruled a suicide, but many people believe that it was a result of the mistreatment of police. These examples illustrate how racial profiling can take many forms and can have a wide range of negative impacts on the mental health of Black individuals and communities. And not just police, but a lot of industries can racial profile and cause this mental health issue. It's important to acknowledge that these experiences of discrimination and racial profiling are not unique to the Black community, and that other marginalized communities also face discrimination and microaggression in their daily lives, affecting their mental health as well. So let me give you an example of how discrimination can affect mental health. A friend of mine, let's call her Jane, is a successful businesswoman. She's always been determined and hardworking, but recently she's been feeling down, anxious, and unmotivated. At first, she couldn't understand why she was feeling this way. She had a good job, a supportive family, and plenty of friends. But then she realized it was the constant microaggressions and discrimination she faced at work that was affecting her mental health. Now, in terms of microaggressions, Ajima Oluo, the author of the book So You Want to Talk About Race, if I can paraphrase, she said, "It's not always about the things that have been said. It's also about the things that have been said. It's in the things we accept, ignore, and don't challenge. That means it will be in the things that we don't change." Jane's experience is not unique. A study published in the Journal of Racial and Ethnic Health Disparities found that African American adults who reported experiencing racial discrimination had a 30% higher risk of developing depression compared to those who did not report discrimination. This is just one of those examples of how discrimination can take a toll on our mental well-being. It's important that we acknowledge and address discrimination as a major contributor to mental health disparities in the Black community. And then there's another study published in the Journal of American Medical Association found that African American women who reported experiencing discrimination had an 80% higher risk of developing PTSD. These studies and many others are a demonstration of the clear link between experiences of discrimination and racism in the poor mental health outcomes in the Black community. But it's important to note that discrimination and racism don't just affect mental health in the moment, they also have long-term effects. Research has shown that exposure to discrimination in childhood and adolescence can have a lasting impact on mental health in adulthood. A study published in the Journal of Adolescent Health found that African American adolescents who reported experiencing racial discrimination had a threefold increased risk of developing depression in adulthood. The statistics in these studies, they can't be ignored. The evidence is clear. Discrimination and racism take a severe toll on the mental health of the Black community. And it's a problem that needs to be addressed immediately. It's imperative that we acknowledge and address the impact that it has on the mental well-being of the community. And it's not just about addressing the symptoms, it's about addressing the root cause and the discrimination and racism. And that's discrimination and racism. We need to take action now for the sake of our community's mental well-being, for the sake of our future generations, and for the sake of humanity. The time for change is now, and we can't wait any longer. Together, let's take a stand against discrimination and racism and fight for the mental well-being for the Black community. But it's important to remember that there is help available and that we can support each other in our mental health journeys. And I always say, if you or someone you know is struggling with effects of discrimination and racism on mental health, don't be afraid to reach out. Now, let's shift our focus and focus on self-empowerment and positivity. And we're going to do this by exploring a practice that can help uplift you. And that practice is called repeating affirmations. Affirmations can be a powerful tool for improving mental well-being. It helps by reframing negative thoughts and beliefs, increasing self-awareness, and promoting feelings of self-worth and self-esteem. So take a moment to repeat these affirmations to yourself, or more effectively, out loud, and internalize their power and positivity. Let's go. My mind has strength, power, and worth. I love and respect myself. I will soar above discrimination. My heritage and culture makes me proud. I choose to survive. Success will be mine to make. My surroundings are of supporters. We lift each other up. Limitless potential lives in me. Boundless potential surrounds me. My love and positivity spreads afar. I am more than my skin. My voice has worth. My voice has strength. My voice has power. I am worthy and deserving of love. I love and respect myself. I will soar above discrimination. My heritage and culture makes me proud. I choose to survive. Success will be mine to make. My surroundings are of supporters. We lift each other up. Limitless potential lives in me. Boundless potential surrounds me. My love and positivity spreads afar. I am more than my skin. My voice has worth. My voice has strength. My voice has power. I'm surrounded by opportunities. I am worthy and deserving of love. I can access the wisdom of my ancestors. I am a ruler of my mind. I am a ruler of my surroundings. So, thanks for listening to this episode of I Am Here, Mental Health Podcast. I hope you found the information and examples and affirmation that we shared today to be informative and helpful in understanding the impact of discrimination on mental health in the Black community. It's important to remember that mental health is a crucial aspect of our overall well-being, and that it's important to take care of it. Discrimination and racism can have a significant negative impact on mental health, and it's essential that we acknowledge and address it. We must also remember that we are not alone, and together we can support each other on our mental health journey. Remember, there are resources available to you and your loved ones, and it's important to reach out if needed. I'd like to close this off by reminding you to tell yourself, I'm not in my past, but I learned from it. I'm not in the future, but I am preparing to go there. I am here.